There are dozens of ways to grow on Instagram. If you search on YouTube, you will be bombarded with options. But do any of these growth hacks actually work?
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
In this video, I will be reviewing and ranking every single growth tactic on Instagram. If you are enjoying this, please smash that like button, as making this video was a huge pain in the ass. Let's go. Before we get to the point in which you say,
writing this down, this is good stuff,
there are two tiny disclaimers. First of all, why should you even listen to me? Well, I have actually written the vast majority of the code for the ever-changing Instagram algorithm. I am also a co-CEO of Instagram alongside Adam Mosseri, and I pretty much own 80% of Facebook. Obviously, all of these are false. Having said that, what is true is that I have been able to grow my personal brand to more than 165,000 followers on Instagram in the span of a year. I have even written a whole book about that, and have spoken to one of the biggest, if not the biggest, conference when it comes down to Instagram marketing, Instagram Summit, which had more than 8,000 attendees. So I do know what I am talking about, especially when it comes down to the second disclaimer, which is most gurus talking about Instagram growth are full of BS. This is why in this video you won't be seeing tactics such as 𝗨𝗀𝗹𝗁𝗶 mother and child methods, influencer giveaways, and all of these other shady ways to grow followers fast. But you will get a glimpse of real battle-tested strategies which have helped me and my clients grow. I will be ranking 9 methods for growth based on how much time they take, as well as when you should be implementing them, starting from the simplest all the way to a growth method which 90% of users aren't utilizing to grow their Instagram profiles, with the first one being hashtags. Most people know what hashtags are, but don't know how to utilize hashtags properly when it comes down to their content. And here I see 3 common mistakes. Mistake number 1 is choosing hashtag based on the amount of posts that hashtag has. Mistake number 2 is choosing hashtags without checking if these hashtags have top posts which are made in the last 14 days. And mistake number 3 is choosing hashtags based on the keywords and not the actual content inside of the given hashtag. That is why you need to spend some time researching your hashtags properly. For that, I utilize a tool called 𝗨𝗀𝗃. Affiliate link for that is in my description, which enables me to check hashtags properly and super efficiently. After you go through your initial research phase, the next thing that you need to be doing is updating your hashtags as your engagement is growing. Hashtags can be a phenomenal way to grow your following base early on, up to 5,000 followers. Afterwards, there are way more efficient ways to grow, which we are going to be covering on. Growth method number 2, curation pages. These are pages which are sharing other people's content completely for free. This isn't about shoutouts. We are also going to be covering them later down the list. That way they don't have to create content on their own. The page shares your content and is growing, and you as a content creator are also getting some of that attention.
everybody wins.
After you spend some time building relationships with these pages via GM, I have a GM template for that in my book, a link is in the description. The only thing that you need to be doing is basically nurturing those relationships. There isn't that much time involved in order to grow through curation pages. In terms of when you should be starting to utilize curation pages, I usually recommend you to start using curation pages after you have at least 1,000 followers and a couple of viral posts which you can recommend to them. Growth technique number 3, utilizing cross-platform promotion. If you have some presence on other social media platforms outside of Instagram, it is a great way to get some speed boost and be like,
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
When it comes down to how much time does cross-platform promotion take, it really depends on the type of strategy that you are going to be employing. What I recommend is utilizing a tier-based cross-platform promotion strategy. Tier 1 being the most intensive and tier 3 being the least intensive. When you create your Instagram profile, tier 1 cross-platform promotion strategy is recommended, meaning you can share your Instagram profile a couple of times per week, and with time, as your Instagram page is growing, then you can shift into tier 2 and tier 3 cross-platform promotion, which would look like sharing your page once per week or sharing your page a couple of times per month. When it comes down to cross-platform promotion, I urge you to be creative and not just spamming your audience on another platform. Nobody likes that. Make sure you give incentives to why your audience should go and check your Instagram profile through exclusive content, collaborations with other people, etc. Growth method number 4, engagement. The best way to summarize engagement as a growth method on Instagram comes down to give the kind of engagement you like to receive. Basically being social on social media. If you're serious about growing your Instagram profile, I recommend at least 1 hour per day in engaging on Instagram. I have a great video showcasing how you can break down your engagement strategy, which you can check out after this video is over. Links for that would be in the video description as well as right here. I recommend you heavily utilizing engagement to get your first 5 to 10,000 followers on Instagram. Growth method number 5, shoutouts. They can be a great topic when it comes down to Instagram, as if used the wrong way, you will either get no followers or fake followers. Having said that, there is a ton of opportunities for paid shoutouts, which can be done correctly. When it comes down to shoutouts, the most time-consuming parts are filtering out the profiles which are worth getting a shoutout from and bargaining in the DMs for the right price. In order to save you time, here are 3 things you need to be looking for when you are choosing a page to get a shoutout from. Number 1 and number 2 is checking who is liking the actual post as well as who is commenting of the page you are interested in getting a shoutout from. You have to make sure that the audience of that page is similar to the audience you're trying to attract. And the third thing you want to be making sure you are receiving before paying for a shoutout is the story metrics of that page per day, as well as past promotional performances from the page offering you a shoutout. I don't recommend you building your entire Instagram profile based on shoutouts, rather try to scale your already existing Instagram presence from 5 to 25,000 followers utilizing the shoutout methods. The next growth method is collaborations. Finding out similar accounts in your niche and offering them partnerships in the forms of story takeovers, Instagram lives, or even guest posts on their page can be a phenomenal way to grow your own Instagram presence. That way, both accounts are winning something. The actual time that is put in a given collaboration usually isn't that much, but in order to secure it, you have to do a lot of upfront work. For example, in my collaboration with 𝗨𝘀𝗲𝗄, I had to comment on his content in order to get noticed for months, which resulted in a 40-minute interview in the span of which I gained more than 400 followers on Instagram. I recommend you diving deep into collaborations as soon as you hit 10,000 followers. That way you have a lot more social proof and it makes sense to collaborate with others in a similar size bracket. Growth method number 7 is explore page, one of the mysteries of Instagram. Getting consistent explore page reach can be one of the things that boosts your Instagram career forwards. Having said that, if you do not properly understand how the explore page works, then you are in a big trouble. Luckily for us, Instagram has published a lot of useful blogs that give us a sneak peek of how the explore page works. And here is a super basic explanation. Step number 1, the explore page makes sure that it curates content for the specific audience based on their habits. What posts are they liking, what posts are they saving, what posts are they commenting on. Step number 2, on the creator side of things, your content is being put in different categories. For example, photography, arts, etc. Which is super important for step number 3, which is basically matching the preferences of the user with the content categories you are creating. Usually you will start receiving consistent explore page reach only after 1 to 3 months on being Instagram. That is giving enough time for the Instagram algorithm to better understand what is the type of content you are creating, as well as what is the type of audience that needs to see it. The next growth method is utilizing ads. Most of the growth techniques we have covered in this video have been organic. Having said that, ads are a phenomenal way for you to grow your presence for a small investment. If you know what you're doing, of course. There are a couple of ways to utilize ads in order to grow your Instagram. Having said that, I would like to give you one super helpful and easy ad technique you can utilize right now. As you are already making content, what I want you to do is to go through your feed and look for posts which have got 2 to 3x your normal likes or saves. The next step is clicking that boost button inside of Instagram. Don't create fancy ads in that Facebook Ads Manager. There's a reason for that. If you'd like to learn it, comment below. Simply promote the viral post which you have made previously. This is a great way to attract more people with content which already has proven that it is banger.
It's because this man is a creative genius.
Similar to shoutouts, I don't recommend you utilizing ads in order to build your presence. I recommend you utilizing ads in order to scale your Instagram presence from 5 to 25,000 and above. Just like I promised in the beginning of the video, the next growth method is a growth method which 90% of people on Instagram aren't utilizing. It is called suggested for you list, or SFY list in short. Every single time you follow somebody on Instagram, a list will show up below the follow button. Those are the suggested for you list, and it is basically the passive income version of Instagram growth. Having said that, appearing on these lists does take time, similar to the explore page, reach, and it isn't always within our control. Unfortunately, it isn't a grow quick scheme. But before you be like,
Disappointed!
you need to keep in mind that by optimizing your profile as well as your content to be similar to the other accounts in your niche, you have increased chances of appearing on these SFY lists. Of course, I'm not saying that you need to be copying these accounts, but there are certain ways to categorize your content utilizing keywords in the content itself or in the captions in order for Instagram to know that this content is related to a certain category. My biggest recommendation when it comes down to utilizing any of these growth methods, hashtags, collaborations, or SFY lists, is to diversify. Don't only count on one method for growth. Utilize as many as possible for a sustainable long-term strategy. And if you'd like to learn in depth how to utilize these growth methods to grow your Instagram presence, get my paid book. A link for that is in the descriptions. Stay brave.